Good morning, guys. It's Rick Shaw here. It's the 23rd of August, 2021. We had some rain this morning, just a drizzle on my wife and mine's walk. It's a little sticky, so I got up and got in the shower real quick. Not much water. It sucks up in our bathroom there. You've got to move all these buckets out of the way just to try to get the few drops that's coming out. Really a bummer. Just the way it goes, though. But we had a not good day yesterday. It was kind of sad. We had our Filipino main guy, Manny, didn't win his fight yesterday. We watched the entire fight from the beginning to end, and just was bummed to see that he didn't make it. But I'll tell you what, he's got a bigger fight coming up May of next year, and I sure hope he wins that one. That's going to be the decisive one for him. He's a great guy here. I understand he gives away most of his fortune to his people. He loves his country, and that's the kind of guy. That's the kind of guy to have. He's just a super guy by all accounts. I mean, it's unanimous. The people that know him and the country loves him. I mean, how can you not love that guy? He came out there. He's been fighting like forever. 42 years old. Would have liked to seen him go out on a win, but I hope he runs here coming up next May. That would be kind of cool. That would be really something. But we had weird stuff going on here. This is another thing. Like our water, we don't have much water right now. But a weird thing they did here is they have a little bathroom over here where my wife's brother's little hut is, and they had 3 guys in there. Now they got 4. They got another one sharing in there. And they came in with a big, like a big backhoe, tracked backhoe, and they scraped out where their latrine was, and it's just gone now. And then they stopped. And I was looking at that thinking, wow, that doesn't look like they were doing work. It looks more like that was a punishment or something. They didn't even have any kind of another latrine set up for them. They got to go crap in the grass now. And I thought, wow, they don't choreograph things very, very well around here. I just don't. I'm not seeing that. But unless it was on purpose, maybe they got mad at them and just decided they were going to do that. It just seems odd to me that they would do that. But these 4 guys, they can't go. And the excavator's sitting there now. They scraped away their latrine, and then it's just sitting there. Nobody's running it. It's just sitting there. They say they're going to build a house there. Well, an excavator like that's expensive to leave sitting. Somebody could have got on that thing and scraped that whole area out in a matter of a couple of hours. But they got they got in there and scraped out the latrine and quit. And now it's been sitting for a couple of days. Very, very strange operation going on. But talking about latrines, something is expat when you come here. It's getting a little drizzle. I got to put my hand over the camera. But if you go to the malls, there's bathrooms there, free to use. Don't think there's toilet paper. Forget it. You're never going to see it. Or hand soap. Bring your own. Bring your own hand soap. And if you use toilet paper, we don't. But if you use toilet paper, make sure you keep some, because you'll rarely. I don't care where you go. You'll rarely ever see it anywhere. And that's just how it goes. And another thing you'll see too. Make sure you go good before you go to the mall, because I've seen so many times you'll walk into a mall and there's 12 urinals, but every stall is filled up with some dude in there pissing, and they love to piss all over the seats and the floor here. That's just it's like a game. It's just what they do. They're not home, so they figure this is the way they're gonna do it when they're out somewhere. So, but you'll see that. Now, the other thing I was getting at is if you go to these small markets like we do, you're going to pay. If you need to use their bathroom, SCR, they call it. You're gonna pay. You know, that's just how it goes. There's dude's gonna be sitting there at the door collecting money. So keep 5 pesos coins. That's usually what it costs in your pockets, in case if you got to go. And that's how you got to do it. Also, when you go to a lot of these smaller places, they'll have some dude there, even though you don't need him. You know, he'll be there waving you into a spot or something like that, and you should tip him. You know, like my wife says, customary's giving these guys 20 pesos. We had a guy up there at the hospital. You know, that's you might call it like in the movie The Sand Pebbles, their rice bowl. That's what they do. They'll pick a spot, not necessarily working. It's like the Barkers here. You know, you don't need a Barker. You know, that's the guy who gets people on the jeepney, and the jeepney drivers pay them. What? I don't see the need. I don't see the need for them. You know, but they got him, and that's the way that guy makes money. And a Barker can make about 1,000 a day. But the only thing I've seen Barkers do was if a guy didn't pay him, he would stop people from getting on their jeepney. Now, me, if I'm going to get on a jeepney and some Barker dude's saying, no, you don't get on this guy's, screw you, get out of the way. I'm going on that jeepney. I'm not going to wait for another one. But that's the only thing I've ever seen him do. But just know that keep 20s in your pocket, 5 peso coins, and have them ready. You know, have them ready to give people. I actually came here when we were going to the hospital when Dorothy was born and did not know that I was supposed to tip the guy. I was always dropping her at the door, parking, and then getting out and leaving. And the guy just smiled. He was cool. He wasn't nasty to me or anything. And then she said, did you have money to give him? This is after we'd been there many, many times. I said, no, I don't give him any money. She said, oh, no, you have to pay him to park. I said, hey, sorry, I didn't know that. And so we just wound up giving him a 1,000 peso bill. You know, and that was close to Christmas, so he was pretty dang happy. You know, he was real happy about that. But I didn't know. I didn't know. It is customary to pay these guys, so I would make sure you do that. But like I say, in the malls, you don't have to do that. I'm getting pretty much to being a mall shopper now instead of going to these smaller places. We do like to go fruit. I just told my wife if we decide we're going to go into Lipa for anything, you know, when her mom comes back, we're just going to ride the jeepney up there. I'm not taking the car up there anymore. They got signs all over now, 500 peso fine for parking. And every time I stop somewhere to wait for my wife, because she can't get out of the car, some traffic cop gets up and says, get out of there. You know, now the Filipinos park all over the place, and they leave them, they let them go. We've seen so many of them parked in front of these signs, but as soon as I pull over, they're walking over to me, get out of there. So, you know, I'm not digging on that at all. I don't understand why there's so many places. You know, you're there to spend money. That's the only reason you would be there. It's not like you're going to just go park there and look around. And it's like they're deliberately chasing people that want to spend money out. And who's people with the money? People with the cars. You know, they got, you know, I see some of these Filipinos, they don't have a lot of money. They don't even have a motorbike. They're really watching their money. They're pitching pennies. And then you see people pulling up in their big Honda Pilot. Yeah, they go in there and they'll buy a couple thousand pesos worth of fruit. They'll buy a whole bunch of meat. You know, they do the big shopping, and they're chasing those people out. I don't understand the game plan here. You know, shoot yourself in the foot. Is that the thing? And then you hear all this stuff like Filipino Pete talks about the crab mentality. And I've seen it, not everywhere, but yeah, I see that, and it's a shame. It's a real shame. If you guys don't know what the crab mentality, I'll tell you a little story what happened to me. I had a buddy down in, it was around Fort Lauderdale, and they had this canal. They built ships, and then they would flood this canal and roll the things out to the eastern side of Florida from this canal. Big yachts. That's all smashed now because Koreans are building them all now, you know, and all that stuff. But when they would dry that thing out again, this big canal, and it was in his buddy's backyard, they would take a rope with an old stinky sock, and they'd drop it down in there, and they'd get these little crabs, and these crabs would climb on there, and the other crabs would knock them off. They just knock them off. That's what I think the crab mentality is. By the time you pulled it up, because it was pretty deep in there, by the time you pulled it up, most of the crabs were knocked off. But that's how they fished for crabs, and the guy cooked them. I'm not one big on eating a crab. I mean, I don't know. I've seen them eat it here, where they chop it open and it's all full of poop, and they're eating it. They eat the poop side. And I'm like, nah, same like with the shrimp here. If you go to a restaurant and get your shrimp, that vein is in the back full of, it's full of poop. That's their poop chute. And they eat it here. I mean, holy cow, you go to do that in a restaurant in the States, nobody would eat there. But I've seen it a bunch of times too with the crabs. Even if you buy it at one of these places, you open it up, it's all green on the one side, the Dungeness crabs and stuff. And that's... I don't know. I was taught from a very young age, don't eat poop. But just remember, keep jingling change in your pockets. I'm getting to the point too now where, we got a safe coming, and keep the dough in here. Some of it, at least so we don't run out, because the banks here are getting really ridiculous. Our security bank, I don't recommend them, just from my own experience, because hi baby, my own experience is their cash machines are always down. They're always down, and I'm starting to see more and more in this area where I went around 4 cash machines and they were down here the last time I went to go get money. So they're doing something funny with the money here. You would think the banks would like, okay, you're going to do your thing on Tuesday, we'll do ours Thursday. But no, everybody was doing the maintenance on the same day, and everything, it was shut down. Couldn't get it. And I think a lot of it with security is they'll deliberately shut down their machines so they can collect the fee for you using another machine. And I actually went in and complained. I said, hey, I was right here, and I can't use your machine, so I had to use another one. Why don't you give me that feedback? And they said, well, why didn't you go inside? Well, because I didn't want to wait. I didn't want to wait an hour and a half to get, a few thousand pesos. And she said, well, then you have to pay the fee. I mean, that's just what they do. It's really crazy. I wouldn't, a lot of people say BPI is another good one. The only reason I don't do anything with that account is because I don't care what BPI you go to, whether you're going to their cash machines or inside. Way before that place is ever open, there's a line around the block. The one in Carmona, the one here. When I was in Carmona, I'm not kidding you, they around the dang block. It's always like that at that bank, and it's just incredibly slow. So that's why I don't do anything with that account. Some people said, oh, it's really easy to transfer money into them and blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah, either I wait 8 or 9 days for TransferWise, or I wait 8 or 9 days in line at BPI. Very expensive. Now, I was going to show you these two houses. These are supposed to be same as ours, and it's connected. It's actually connected up. So that was a little bit different thing. This one's moving right along. They're getting inside, and they're getting this one done. And that one over there, they're really moving on that one. So they got a couple more starts going to go pretty soon in here. Glad to see them. They're moving. These guys here are just incredible workers. They just hired another guy on Coco's crew. And I see him, he goes around he doesn't just work on the houses that these fellows are working, they actually move him to different spots for other stuff. They keep him busy. Glad to see it, he likes it. These guys, it's amazing how hard they work for the money. I mean, they don't get paid nothing. I think his is like $12-14, something like that a day. They work a long day, and it just amazes me. how much they work for the amount, but that's just what they can get. And the other thing about these construction workers, you don't see too many old ones, because you may see a guy that's 40-some years old, but he looks like he's 60. I mean, they just use these people up, and then they're done with them and get some more. You know, that's just how these bigger companies do here. I guess that's the same around the world. But this one, I still can't believe that they don't, they don't even have a place for them to go to the can. It's just ridiculous, just absolutely ridiculous. But that's the way she goes. We're having a beautiful day. The little mama kitty had her babies. She had them over there by the where Coco's staying, over in the corner where that big excavator is. We'll walk down that way. And I don't know how many or anything like that. It's just the kids came in and said she had her kitties. And I knew she was going to pop anytime soon. The other kitties, I had seen them over there, and then they were back, and then they disappeared because I think that big cat got them here. I don't see the big cat anymore. I was walking in the dark and had my flashlight, and just happened to catch him in the eyes. Couldn't tell if it was a male or female, so I kept the light on him, and I picked up a pretty good rock, softball size rock, and I beamed that thing right in the gourd, and it let out a holler that'll curl your hair, and went up over the wall, and we haven't seen him since. So I don't want him around here. Cats chase kids. I remember when my oldest daughter was young, just in diapers. She was a little fat thing, and she just learning how to walk. And my wife had this dang cat, and I wasn't happy with the cat in the house. It would go lick the butter, crawl on the countertop. The house always stunk. And that dang cat, my little sweetie, was running across the floor, and that cat ran up and just laid its claws into her because it was chasing something. And I told my wife, you give that cat away, get rid of it, because if it does it again, I'm going to kill it. And she laughed, thought it was very funny. And my little daughter, she got like a cat scratch fever on her legs, and it wasn't too much longer. Did it again. And I was pretty enraged about that, and twisted that damn thing's head off. I just can't. I don't like them in the house. I don't mind. I like this one out here. Good morning. Oh, my little buddy wants a hug. But she was eating a lot of mice. There's my little buddy. Hi, good morning, mister. There, everybody's just pretty much up. Yeah, it's your tune. So I'm going to let you go. Really bummed that Manny didn't make it, but hopefully he wins his next fight, his next big fight in May. So y'all take care, and we'll talk to you again soon. This is Rick Shaw out. You want to say it, Mo?
It's so out, Papa.
My beautiful boy.